In this episode, we are going to talk about the socks that I have finished, the leg warmer that I have finished, a new sock project, a improvised tank top, and lots of cage swatches. Let's get started. Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mariette, also known as the Boervrou, and this is episode 44 of the Crafty Stitches Podcast. Today is Thursday, the 24th of August 2023, and I'm coming to you from South Africa. Right, so I got some coffee to drink while we talk about all of my projects that I'm working on and things that I have finished. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. This is my ranunculus that I made from Moya 100% cotton double knit yarn. This is the colorway Amethyst, and I will link the project page down below if you're interested to see how I did it. I made short sleeves with a little bit of a ripped cuff, and I wear this a lot. I really love it. I'm also wearing my shaped wrist warmers, so I will also link that down below for you. Alright, let's move into what I have finished in this episode, and I think it is 1, 2, 3 things that I finished. Right, let's start with, I think it's also half a finished project, but I'm going to show it because I'm not sure when I will finish the second one. So this is the leg warmers that leg warmer that I've knitted. In the previous episode I was at this marker, which is a marker by Annegret from Tunisian Crochet. I started this side and I knit my way down, and I did some decreases, and this is how the leg warmer is supposed to be worn. So it will go on the leg like a cowl, and if it sags down it will sit bunched up like this, hopefully, I hope. So this is a test that I'm doing. I made this one for my husband and he has to still wear it and see how it works, but it is now basically summer. Well, that's how it feels to me anyway. It's been quite hot here and I am back into my short sleeve tops and sleeveless tops and bare feet. So yes, it's been very nice. One of these days we will say it's very hot, but yes, I think we already had 27 degrees Celsius in the day, so yes, nice and hot. Anyway, so this is made with 3.5mm needles, and the yarn I used is the L Bullskin double knit in a light grey, and it has 300 meters on 100 gram ball. So I'm not sure how this is working yet because we haven't tested it on a body yet, but I must just make very good notes, make sure that all of these decreases have been added into my notes, and then I can take it out and my husband can try it out. And if it works, I will knit a second one. Right. The next project that I have finished is the socks that I was knitting. So in the previous episode, I was at this point, which is also a marker from Annegret from Tunisian Crochet. And these socks is knit toe up. This is my DB toe up socks pattern. It's knit from the toe up with a heel turn, a gusset and a heel flap. And I actually finished both socks. So the whole pair is finished now. And I'm very happy with them. They almost came out as twins, but the second one just has a little bit of blue in the bind, which the other one does not have. So yes, that is the socks. I made these with 2.25mm Chaigu 9-inch circulars, and I used this opal yarn, which is a 75% wool and 25% polyamide blend, and it has 425 meters on a 100-gram ball, and that is the colorway name. There you go. Hope that was in focus. Right, so that is the socks. I used 93 grams for this pair of socks, and it is made for a 27 centimeter long foot, which I believe is a UK shoe size 11. I think so. And these will be a gift, and I will be gifting them very soon. So they are also washed and blocked, and the ends are woven in, so it is completely finished. I can just take off the marker and I can wrap them up. So what I like to do when I gift socks, just sharing a random thing here, I like to open the ball band of the yarn that I used. So I will open it here, and then I like to make a color photocopy of this, and then I cut the second one out, and then I like to wrap the socks up and put the ball band around the socks so that the yarn, the washing instructions and all of those things are given with the socks. Because if I remember correctly, this yarn states also to not use fabric softener when washing them. So yes, opal yarn's label actually states no fabric softener. So I like to give that with the socks so that the person receiving them knows how to care for the socks. So that is the socks. They are done, and I am very happy with them. And this is all that I have left of the yarn. So this is enough to make a square in my brioche memories blanket, and the rest will just probably go into some socks, stripy socks with leftover yarns. So that'll be fun. Right. My third finished project that I finished, that I would like to share. Let's redo that. My third finished project is my sewing project, which is the jacket that I made for my husband. I will put a picture up of that to show you what it looks like while I talk about it quickly. So this sewing project does not have a pattern that I can share with you, because I actually unraveled an old jacket many years ago and made a pattern from it. So I made the first one and it was looking terrible, and I made a second one with some adjustments, and then I got the pattern right. So this year I decided I want to make him another jacket, and I took all of the pattern pieces and I made the new jacket. I had no idea how to assemble it basically, and it was quite a journey, and I ripped out quite a few seams and redid them. And eventually I actually put the zips in the pockets the wrong way around, because I like the zipper to be at the top when this pocket is open, because it's easier for me to close a pocket pulling the zipper down than up, and it's better when it is at the top. When you put your hands in, you cannot catch your hand onto the zipper mechanism. So that is something that I made note of, to make sure next time to do it the other way around. But he is wearing the jacket and he really likes it a lot, so that is all good. Right, so the jacket is finished. Very happy about that. And I am currently working on the second sewing project, which I think I might share in the next episode, because it is just pieces all over my table. I worked on it today a lot, and yes, I think it might be finished in the next episode, so I will share my second project then. But the jacket is done and I am very happy about that. Right, so let's move on to what is on my hook and needles. I only have knitting projects to share with you today, and let's get into those. Alright, my first project that I did not bring to show is the simple shape cowl crochet version that I'm designing. I showed it in the previous episode and said that I was going to frog it back so that I can get the ratio of stitches to ribbing right, and I have not worked on it yet, so I will share it or show it again when I do. My second work in progress that I would like to share with you is a sock project. I cast on a new sock project with some Regia 4-ply yarn from Schachenmeier. It is also a 75% wool and 25% polyamide blend. These are 50-gram balls, which has 210 meters on them, and these are solid colors that I bought the second time I went to Arthur Bales, I think. I bought them from Arthur Bales. This is the color. It's a maroon color. I do have all the ball bands, but I'm not sure which number is which color, but anyway. So I started a cuff down sock on magic loop. And I knitted on this when we were running errands, so I haven't even placed a single bulb marker to know where how many rounds I have knitted, so I will still have to do that. Let me add a progress keeper to it. Progress keeper added. So I'm knitting this with 2.25mm needles on magic loop, and I just felt like it. I decided to do a cuff down sock for a change, and that's what I did. So that is my new sock cast on. I think I might do the sock in this color and maybe do the heel in a light grey. I actually forgot to bring it, so I will show it in the next episode when I actually did it. But I think I'm going to add a grey heel to this. I don't know if I will add a grey toe too, but I might. I do have enough. I have 25 grams of my grey yarn. I did weigh it, so just the heel, or maybe heels and toes. Shall see what I feel like when I get to the toe. So that is my sock project that I'm working on at the moment, and I am planning on casting on a sock project for myself. I just have not gotten to that yet. I actually caked up the yarn. But I haven't done the project yet. So I will share more details in the next episode. Right. Then the third project that I want to talk about, which I also haven't started yet, is the Bella blouse that I said I want to knit. And I have swatched for this project. I have made 3 swatches for this project. Anyway, so let me start with where I started. I started with some cotton and bamboo blend, a true blend of cotton and bamboo from One of a Kind yarns. And I knit up this gorgeous swatch. And I could not get both gauges. So this is what it looks like in the cake. I'm really loving this color. Okay. It is really pretty. I hope that shows properly on screen. Anyway, so I cast on, I don't know how many stitches, but the row gauge and the gauge for this pattern is 23 stitches by 32 rounds or rows. Well, it is the body part is knit in the round and the whole top part is knit flat. So I decided to be a rebel and just swatch flat. Anyway, so I got the stitch gauge but not the row gauge. And because the Bella blouse has this beautiful lace pattern on the top, I wanted to really try and get row gauge, because that is going to be knit flat and I do not want the lace to be too low or not fit in or be too big or whatever the case may be. So I decided I would rather, if I can only get row gauge, that will be better, because then I can just fudge the stitches. Anyway, so I knit this with the 3.5mm needles and I couldn't get row gauge. My row gauge is 36, so that means I need to knit 4 rows more to get this 10cm length. And this yarn actually grew widthwise. Before I blocked the swatch, I had 22 stitches by the 32 rows gauge that I wanted, and after I blocked it, my rows have shrunk up and it grew to 23 stitches. So I had the right stitch gauge then, but the swatch became shorter. So that was my experience with my Larry Marti as well, with the Moya Shimmer 50% bamboo 50% cotton blend. I also had that it grew a lot widthwise and then obviously had to shrink up, so it got shorter. But anyway, so I have other plans for this yarn. I don't know how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do if I don't get stitch gauge, but I have a plan and I want to make it work. So I will make a plan, but I'll talk to you in a bit about that. So then I decided, all right, let me try some other yarn. So then I went into my cupboard and I pulled out this Al Cotton's 4-ply, which has the exact meterage per grams as the actual yarn in the pattern. Well, does it now? Maybe not 100%. This is 156 meters on 50 grams, and I want to say that the yarn is 300 meters, so it's 12 meters out. Anyway, So I went and I also made a flat swatch because the lace is going to be knit flat, and that's where my row gauge problem is. So this is the swatch that I made. I actually made 3 yarn overhauls and a purl bump for the 3.5 millimeters, and I then washed and blocked this swatch, and this one also gave me the correct stitch gauge of 23 stitches, but I now get 34 rows, so that is 2 less that I have to knit to get to 10 centimeters. And then I decided I think I should just stick to that, and I want to make it in a light blue, but I don't have the yarn and I will have to order it. Not that that's a problem, but I'm really considering doing that anyways, just as soon as I can. But then yesterday I decided, let me make another swatch. Anyway, so I used the Al Premier 100% cotton yarn in the 4-ply, and I forgot to bring the ball band, so I will just put the meterage on the screen for you. But it is a discontinued yarn, so I was thinking, should I not? But then I just made the swatch. So this is the swatch, and it got a little smaller. So this is the swatch that I made, and then I washed and blocked it as well. And I also get stitch gauge with this yarn, and also not exactly row gauge, because my swatch is a little bit on the shorter side. I can only measure about 5 centimeters of the rows, and it might be 32 or 33 rows. I'm not 100% convinced, because it's a little bit hard to measure this small swatch. So I decided I'm going to use I do have full balls of this and leftovers, so I'm going to combine that and make a Bella blouse in thin stripes, like 3-row stripes without the lace at the top, and just see how it goes. So the Bella blouse is knit bottom up, so I will start bottom up, and a few rounds in I think I will already be able to see what the row gauge is, and if I don't do the lace, then it's not going to be a problem. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with a stripy version in the Al Premier 4-ply yarn that I have, and then I will make sure to order some of the Al cottons in a blue to make another Bella blouse with the actual lace pattern on the front. So that's the plan for now. When you cannot get gauge with what you have, you just make something up and make another. Alright, so I do have another project that I want to share that I actually started, and this is just a improvised tank top. Well, it's going to be one if it all works out. So for this I am using I'm also using the Al Premier Natural Cotton, which is also discontinued, in these 2 colors, but this is the double knit version. So this color was called Ivory and this one is called Mulberry. I got some of it as a gift from a friend, and funnily enough I had these 2 colors in my stash as well, so I combined them. It is not the same lot numbers, so in the purple I can see it is a little bit different, but it's not going to be a problem. I can combine them all. So I am improvising, making it up as I go, a tank top with this yarn. And I only have the fronts that I started. So it's going to be something like that. And then I am going to do a ribbing or a applied I-cord edge. I'm not exactly sure yet. I will see when I get to that. But I just joined the two fronts. And after I did the fronts, I realized I should have done the back first. But anyway, I'm just going to pick up stitches here and then knit the back and join the back. And this is still going to be knit a little bit. And then I'm going to do the back and add them together and join in the round and then knit the body. So I'm going to do the whole thing in these thick and thinner stripes, because I have less of the purple than I have of the ivory. I think I have 6 of these and 3 of these, so it's 9 in total, and it has 108 meters on 50 grams, so that means I've got more than 900 meters. I think that is more than enough for a tank top for me. Yes, that is it. So this is 100% combed mercerized cotton. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But anyway, and I am really loving how this is looking. I'm doing it on 4mm needles and it is going quite quick. And I'm really enjoying this. So I really hope that it works out, because I have a gazillion ends. And I would not be too happy if I have to frog it back. But anyway, so I think it's going to be great. So that is my improvise project that I'm working on at the moment, that I should have started more than a month ago, because then I could have already worn it. Anyway, so that is the projects that I am currently working on. And then I also want to start another project besides the socks. I want to do another tank top. I'm thinking of making the camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'll put a picture up of what it looks like. But I'm considering to make it in a tank top type version. You know, like widening the straps so that it's more tank top than camisole. And I would love to use this yarn for that. I just think this color is so soft and beautiful, and that it will look great in a camisole number 4. Now I know I'm not sure if the yarn weight will be the right thing to get gauge, but I'm thinking of just diving in head first and see if I can make it work, because I'm really tempted to knit that. But anyway, I will keep you posted on that. But I'm definitely starting a pair of socks very soon, now that I have decided what I want to do. And I want to make shorty socks. I've never made a pair of shorty socks, but I want to make short socks, and I'm going to use the purple, blue and beige stripy yarn for that. I think that is all of the projects that I can talk about in this episode. So let's move over to news. I do not have a lot of news this week. The only thing that I would like to mention is that Sunday the 27th of August at 5 o'clock South African Standard Time. The next episode of the Scrappy Sunday Chats that I'm hosting with my friend Leonie from Independence Yarn Crafts will go up on both of our channels. It is a pre-recorded episode as Leonie is on holiday, so we will not be doing a live or a premiere of this video. But next month we will have our Scrappy Sunday Chat as a live event on YouTube if all goes well, and we will have a guest, so I think you're going to enjoy that one as well. But in the meantime, you can have a look out for the next episode that goes up on the 27th, and we will chat to you again next month. Right, then I think that is everything for news. So then I have one podcast recommendation for you for this episode, and this is the Blue Mountain Makes podcast. This is Marilyn from Virginia, and this podcast came up in my YouTube feed, and I clicked on it because I saw the camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear in the thumbnail. And Marilyn actually knit 2 of them so far, and I asked her as she also widened the I-cord straps of her second one a little bit. So I commented and asked her if she thinks I might be able to make it in a tank top version, and she gave me an excellent response on how I should be able to widen the straps. So I think I am definitely going to try that after she responded and gave me some tips. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will link her podcast down below so that you can find it more easily, and you can check that out and maybe support her there if you want to. I think that is everything from me for this episode. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you're new, I hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you will consider sticking around. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see any more of my content. And I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.